On today's episode of Cool Robots I Bought Just Because They Simply Look Cool and I Absolutely Have No Regrets Buying Them, we have the Mecha Project Brave 13 MP-02 Brave 13 Team Universal Types Heavy Mecharms 1/18 Scale Action Figure. By Fresh Retro. That is an absolute mouthful. It's such a mouthful, I don't know if his name is Brave 13 or if his name is MP-02. I'm actually not sure what his name is, or if his name is this Universal Types Heavy Mecharms. But he's just a cool-looking robot I saw on Big Bad Toy Store, and I wanted to buy it, and I bought it, and I opened it up, and it is surprisingly a very cool, fun action figure. Just a super cool toy. I love cool robots, and this is a very fun figure, and I think it was like $35. So I think the price of a Voyager-class Transformer, I think it was well worth it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll get any more. If I do, I'd want one that's not bulky and one that's probably a different color. But I really do enjoy this. I don't know if this is like from an anime or from an actual thing. I don't know, nor do I particularly care. But I'm pretty sure it is its own actual just toy. It's just a toy. I don't know if Mecha Project's the thing. I don't know. The box is very nice though. But the figure itself is very, very nice. So you did read that correctly. This is an 1/18 scale action figure. So on paper, it scales with 3 3/4 inch like Star Wars stuff, G.I. Joes, things like that. So if you want a really cool robot guy in your battle droid army, or if you want to repaint this as like a Cobra Bat V Giga Chad, you know, it actually would look really cool with a Cobra Bat head on it, I'm not going to lie. You can do that. You know, you can repaint this and make it a 1/18 scale thing. But I do want to do some size comparisons first, because it is 1/18 scale, but since this is a bigger robot boy, you might not really, get a good sense of that in this video. So here it is with an actual 1/18 scale 3 3/4 inch action figure, that being my 30th anniversary collection, Airborne. So you can see he's big. He's a big boy. He is a big old robot boy. I'm pretty sure the ones that aren't big and chunky are actually about 3 3/4 inch size. Maybe a little bigger, but yeah, you can see he's a big chunky boy. Very big, very chunky. Very much enjoy it. So let's get that out of the way. Here it is with a deluxe class Rise of the Beast Studio Series Bumblebee. So you can see he's about the size of a smaller deluxe class Transformer, which is pretty cool. I definitely like that size. That's a pretty cool scale. But, if you know me, I'm really into the Gundam, and I was genuinely curious how this guy would scale with 1/144. So you can see, next to 1/144 stuff, he's nearly 1/144 scale. Like, he's about that size. He's a little smaller, like the tiniest bit, but honestly, if you see this guy and you're thinking, that's a cool-looking mobile suit, then you could probably fudge it in with a Gundam display. If you don't mind the fact that it's not canonical to the Universal Century, if you just want to have a cool robot display and have your Gundams and GM ground types fighting some weird guys, this works pretty well. So there's some size comparisons out of the way for you. This guy's really cool. What does he come with? So you get the nice box, obviously. The main thing, accessory-wise, that you get is this awesome display base. So it's made out of several pieces. You can see that's kind of like how it interlocks right there. It's a system of like grooves and rivets. These are the bridge pieces. So that is the piece you need to connect it to other bases or other diorama elements. Because Fresh Monkey also just makes tons of these, but like big dioramas. Think, the Jazzwares Fortnite 3 3/4 inch stuff that's like, you can build with all the little panels. Kind of similar to that. So you get this like corner piece where you can still have it attached to something there, but it'll also go up and form a wall. And then you have this angle piece. I think it's basically just another like wall element back there. But you do have this like angle piece, which is really cool to kind of give you a bit of a roof or something. You do have this like wire, this cool looking like electric fence wire kind of detail back there. And this is a separate panel you can pop out from the middle. If you need to interchange it, do whatever, you can pop this out. And this right here is a metal plate. You can also pop this out and reposition it if need be. But I do appreciate that this can be popped out. So if you want the metal plate in the back or the metal plate on one side, you know, it's up to you. Me personally, I think the metal plate works the best up front because you might have caught a glimpse of it on the box, but he's got magnets on his feet. He is magnetically attached to the base. And that's really cool. I really, really like that. What else does he come with? So he's got a couple guns, because of course he's a, you know, Mecha Project warrior robot. He's got a little pistol right here, which is really cool. I love the detail on that. That's really nicely detailed. He's got this rifle right here. The clip's not removable, but it's still pretty cool. Or is that a magazine? Oh no. Oh no. Penguin Zero is going to be so upset with me. It's late at night. I'm pretty sure that's a magazine, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure. And then back here, we've got this big old gun, which can attach, which is really awesome. And this has a little handle you can flip out. You can have them like dual wield this. I really like that. I love this big old can back here too, like the fuel source or the drum. Then that just goes right there. Then you do get this backpack as well, which is really, really cool. I love the detail on that. And the backpack can store the other weapons. Essentially, you just take it, you slot the handles through these slots, and it stores the weapons. The backpack doesn't tab onto the back too well, because it's just held on with these little tiny pegs. I wish it, like, slotted in. But you can see, like, pushing it in, it doesn't even push all the way. You know, that's probably my biggest complaint with this guy. Well, there is one other thing I have a complaint about. But, yeah, it just doesn't go in all the way. And we can take this gun and slot that back there. You can decide if you want them, like, slotted in the other sides, too. You can have the pistol on this side, rifle on that side. And, like I said, you can remove that and just have it all separate. But I do want to show real quick how he looks with the big gun before I de-accessorize him, so we can take a look at his articulation and all that. So his hands is closing around the gun, which is pretty nice. You get this handle flipped out. He does pose really, really well. I really do enjoy this. His hands, though, are a little tight. The hand joints are a little tight. But we can just get that there, kind of close it around, and then there we go. There he is with a big old rifle. That's impressive. I really enjoy that. I love his color, too. I love the shade of blue. It's just so nice. I do want to say, if you are planning on, like, posing him around all fun, I would just take this off, because it's so easily knocked out. It really is. So let's get his weapons off of him, because I just want to talk about the robot itself for a moment. I do kind of wish there was a way to, like, store this. Like, if they give you a clip to, like, have this on the back, that'd be kind of cool. But it's all right. So the robot himself is super duper fun, super posable. But I did already show. Mine's got a wibbly knee. I did open him up. He's actually not, like, screwed together. He's not, like, glued together. You can see it's actually kind of wedged open a little bit there. I was able to open him up, and I thought I thickened it enough. But apparently I didn't. And it has re-loosened over time. So now I'm going to have to go in there again and figure out another way to thicken it, because it's basically just a case of the pin in there that's making this move is just, there's not enough friction. So you can see here, there's plenty of friction. That one's perfectly fine, but this one's just loosey-goosey. Now, granted, he still poses perfectly fine. You know, it's probably just a QC error on my part. You know, mine just has a loose knee. I wish I would, like, fully connect. Like, you can see this side, there's no gap, but there's a gap over there. I don't know what's causing it. Again, I cracked it open. I was able to look, but I can't figure it out. But let's just ignore that. That's a QC issue on mine. If you get this, you're very likely not going to have this issue, but it is fixable. You know, I took a flathead screwdriver and I was able to break the thigh apart. I didn't break it, obviously. And then I was able to thicken this, but I guess over time it's just loosened up again. I used the super glue trick and it worked. It worked for a little bit, but I guess with me posing it so much, it loosened itself again, and it's floopy. All right. So he looks cool. I love his head design. It is kind of, you know, like ambiguous though. Like, is the clear blue his visor, or is the silver his visor? You know, it's kind of ambiguous. You can't really know for sure. Typically, I see the silver as his visor, But if you look in certain positions, you can also see that blue is like his eye. I feel like that blue is supposed to be his eye. It's kind of an odd head design, but it's one I can get behind. Me personally, I just love the rest of the look. I love this gunmetal silver. I love the brighter silvers. I love the little tampagraphs all over the design. Little whites, little black logos. I love like the arm that's flexing there, because he's the big beefy one. I really like that. He's just got tons of little detail. Little 13 back there. He does have a 022 on the head. It's just so cool. Again, I love the color scheme, and I love some of the little mechanical function, like how that disc right there rotates when you rotate the arm. That's really nice. I love the little hits of clear blue into it too. He's got some clear blue on the chest. He's got some clear blue right there on the stomach. I believe he's got some clear blue on the back. And my favorite implementation of it, I love it on the legs right there. Just a little nice detail. I really appreciate that. He has more markings on the legs, 13 right there, 13 right there. He's got little markings on the knee pads. It's just so nicely painted. It does feel really nice too. The articulation, the solidity of it, except for this, is very good. It feels very solid. And keep in mind, this was only $35, which in my opinion, for the quality of what you're getting here, is pretty solid. I'm really happy with this. The articulation, I mean, you can see how I'm moving it. Probably not the best leg to choose to have him trying to do a kick. But you can have him kneeling perfectly fine. It's funny, though, once it's fully bent, it doesn't wibble around. He kneels really, really good. He has a really nice ab crunch, too. That's just really cool. A little bit of tilt side to side. Loving that. Tons of rotation. The hips, there's no drop down or anything, but it's not necessary given the design. Actually, there's a little bit of a drop down. Correction, there's a little bit of a drop down. Get that forward out to the side. Thigh swivel, knee bend, which is pretty nice and deep for a single bend. Then the ankles, there's like an ankle guard right there. But there's a hinge, and then a hinge, and then a swivel, and then another swivel. There's tons of articulation in that foot. You can make that foot do whatever you want. It's basically a Revoltech joint down there. Then the arms, you have like the armpit joint. You have a ball joint right in there for the armpit joint. Universal at the shoulder. The shoulder pad rotates. Bicep swivel. Nice elbow. Ball joint at the hand and opening hands. And the neck is really nice too, because you got a ball joint up at the neck. Then you have a hinge at the base of that peg. So you can get him doing some rooster action. This really does help, though, from looking up, from looking down, looking around. Those joints really do work together quite well. So he's super posable. He's super fun. Genuinely, my only complaint is the loose knee on mine. That is the only issue. But again, it's fixable. You can break open the thigh. I already did fix it, but I just didn't use a good method. The super glue probably... I'm sure there's like super glue residue all in there where it just got worn down with me moving it. Just make sure you use the right method and you'll get them going. So there we go. I don't have too much else to say. Here is Mecha Project Brave 13. I'm assuming that's his name because he's got 13 on him. I guess his name is Brave 13. Oop, his head popped off. That's okay. Actually, we can take a look at how this is built. You can see it's like blue plastic inside the socket. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is a little scary. Seeing that that's clear blue too, a little scary, but I don't see that breaking. If it does break right now, though, I'm gonna. There we go. It didn't. I was about to say I'm gonna cry if it breaks right now. So yeah, there we go. Really solid, fun figure. Really enjoy this guy. I love the display base. I do wish he had a melee weapon, but there's a red version of this guy too. That has like a knife. This guy seems all munitions. Just look at that. That looks pretty cool. Even with the big gun on his shoulder, that looks pretty cool. I really do enjoy this guy. If this seems like something you like, if you like cool robot toys like I do, go pick it up. I really like this. I did see on, I think it was TF Source, there's like a cool like white and like light blue Mecha Project guy. There's some red ones, there's some blue ones. There's like the big dioramas you can build. It's a fun line. This is a very fun toy. Like I said, my only issue, and it's probably just exclusive to mine, is the loose knee. That's my only problem, but I can fix it. I'm just going to have to use something else to thicken that peg, and then I think we're all good to go. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Let me know what you think about this guy. Very weird, very odd video, but I like it. I like it, and I wanted to share this. There weren't a lot of videos. There's a few videos on this guy, but there weren't a lot. So I was like, you know what? When I get this, I'll make a video on it. I'll give people some more options to, figure this thing out and, see it for the first time. I do want to make a whole shelf in my collection just dedicated to these weird, wacky robot toys. Like Tank, this guy, tons of other weird little robots I've got, because I just love robot toys. I'd love to have a whole shelf dedicated to him. But for now, he just lives on my desk while I'm still fiddling with him. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.